All right, Jay, what's up, everyone? Here we are, last hole here. Now, typically what I'll do is always pretty much go gold tee. Depending on the distance, I could probably come off this a little bit. It would probably be smart to. I'd even give myself a little bit better angle. 292 for, like, you know, this landing distance works out a little bit better for driver. So moving it to the back is not something that I typically do, but I think in this situation, it's gonna work out a little bit better in terms of the numbers. And what you're pretty much going to see me do, I'm thinking something along the lines, I could probably even go sniper here would be a good shot. Because the grabber, I'd have to land this well short. It's probably going to scoot forward 5 or 6 yards. So with the sniper, I could almost play land zone, which is easier. That's easier to predict. Especially when you don't have a lot of room to roll out. Now the hardest part is I'm going to be hitting a slight curl here, a slight fade. So with that being the case, it's going to shorten up my distance. I would expect this to typically land maybe 295, would be my guess. And then this is going to bring it in. I'm thinking about coming in maybe 1%. I'm going to come in maybe 1% on the shot power, and then kind of 1% less for the curl that I'm going to apply as well. So I'm thinking that might net somewhere around 290. So if I would go straight here, it would land 295. This will shorten it. If I come just 1% off, or even like 0.5%, and then try to take care of the rest with the curl. Also keeping in mind that, I'm thinking maybe it would land 293, maybe, but then with the tailwind, it's going to push it up to like 295, 296. So make sure that you're factoring that in. And that looks relatively good for the curl. You might need just a hair more than that. Tough call. Let's try this. And again, as I mentioned, I'm going to come in the lightest of 1. It's to the point where you can essentially, that's exactly where it is. There's only one tick mark where you can essentially see nothing, but it's not quite 100. So this is what I like to consider probably 99.5. And this is kind of my default that I'll go to when I want to just come off to make sure something just is kind of just a tad bit shorter. And again, for this amount of slice, you can see with where I've pulled down towards the B, I need to basically pull up towards the O, left of the O, kind of left edge of O is what I'm thinking. And what the goal is to here is to essentially just play a shot that just kind of flies straight. We're essentially just trying to counter the wind here. Because we can't really play the wind, the only other alternative way to play this is we could use a 3-wood Maniacs and try to go over that big bell. But I like this shot better because it's safe. I typically end up playing this because there's almost no way I can mess it up. Versus if I try to go 3-wood, if I get too cute, if I misplay the wind, it could essentially land to the right of the fairway where I need it to, or to the green of where I need it to, or it could land just to the left and maybe roll down that hill. With the driver, I never have to worry about any of those problems. So that's why you see me playing it this way. And as I mentioned, we're basically going to pull it up to the O and essentially just try to negate all wind. And you can see where's my land. This is essentially exactly where I said it would be. So I had a real good opportunity there for great shot points, and I just blocked it out to the right. So there was a really good opportunity there. And of course, my setup, I played almost a flawless round. I made one mistake and I almost recovered that mistake. I basically played the stock round, which was, well, I should have had the stock round. The 14 that I missed was almost a bad break. Into the wind, that driver rolled how far on that green? 50 yards on that green, which is crazy. Like I should have been able to get a putt at that. I would have probably made the putt. I almost made the pitch to begin with, but we essentially went, mistake free. We made one error, but this is typically my go-to. So if you want to see, this is how I play it time and time again. All the times that I've played it, I've essentially just reverted to these shots because they're just super safe. You can see I get a lot of opportunities. Let's say we got better pins on 1 and 2. There's a very good chance that I can make 1 or 2. And a lot of other opportunities out there as well. So the more that you practice this course, the better you're going to get. Good luck out there. Hopefully you guys find this helpful. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care.